आज के कार्यक्रम के विशिष्ट अतिथि पद्मश्री डॉक्टर बिबेक जी देबरॉय को मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ। आप एक भारतीय अर्थशास्त्री हैं जो भारत के प्रधानमंत्री के आर्थिक सलाहकार परिषद के अध्यक्ष के रूप में कार्यरत हैं। आप संस्कृत भाषा में पारंगत हैं तथा आपने समस्त वेदों तथा अन्य कई प्राचीन ग्रंथों का अंग्रेजी भाषा में अनुवाद किया है। साथ ही आप भारतीय सरकार के थिंक टैंक नीति आयोग के सदस्य भी रह चुके हैं। आपका स्वागत है सर।
सर्वेभ्यः नमः। अद्य एतस्मिन् कार्यक्रमे विशिष्ट अतिथिरूपे आगतवान्, निमन्त्रणं प्राप्तवान्, परन्तु अहम् अनाहारः, अपि च सिंहल परिवारस्य प्रियार्ह अस्मि। संस्कृत विषये रुचि भविष्यति, तर्हि आह्वानं स्वीकृतवान्। संस्कृतं स्वल्पं वदामि, अनभ्यासात् त्रुटिः भविष्यति, अतः आङ्ग्लभाषायां वदामि, क्षम्यताम्। Respected Om Birla ji, respected Swami ji, the Singhal family, distinguished guests and invitees. I meet a lot of young people these days. I've always met them, but particularly these days I meet a lot of young people. And they say, obviously I'm not talking about the people who are here, and they say, I am agnostic. They say I am atheist. And I don't really understand what these words mean. The word A is a negation. So if you're going to tell me you're agnostic, you will have to tell me what is the gnostic that you're negating. If you're atheist, you will have to tell me what is the theism that you are negating. You cannot always be like Pakistan, defining yourself as a negation of India. I will come to atheism later. The word gnosos, gnostic, is cognate with jnana. So if I say I am agnostic, I am saying I want to be a jnana. That does not seem to me to be very logical. How can anyone be against jnana? And the word Veda, as everyone present here knows, stands for knowledge. The word Veda is not limited to the Samhitas, the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda. There are the Brahmanas, there are the Aranyakas, there are the Upanishads. There is Vedanga. To understand the Vedas, I need to know Chanda, Vakaran, Jyotish, Kalpa, Nirukta, all of that. All of that is knowledge. The Shara Darshanas are part of that knowledge. In that vast reservoir of knowledge, there are other things also. Sarvesang Vedanam eva upaveda bhavanti. There are the Upavedas. There is Gandharva Veda. There is Ayurveda. There is Dhanurveda. How can I be against all of this. There are 14 manvantaras in a kalpa. We are in the 7th manvantara, Vaivasat manvantara. And in the 28th Dwapara Yuga of every manvantara, there is a Veda Vyasa who comes along and classifies the Vedas. The Vedas are apaurushya. They did not have a human composer. They were revealed to the rishis. And I'm constantly surprised that people outside, not people in this room, do not realize that there were many rishis who were ladies. So the Vedas were revealed. And I must congratulate an initiative like the one that the Singhal family is doing, because it is our responsibility to preserve the Vedas. They came down through oral transmission. And again, as most people here know, several of the shakhas have now been lost. They no longer exist. We must therefore preserve what remains. We must preserve what remains through the Guru Shishya Parampara. The Vedas are eternal, but the Vedas also get destroyed. Sri Krishna or Vishnu, in his Matsya Avatara, had to rescue the Vedas when they were dragged down into Rasatal by Hiranyaksha. Pralaya payodhi jale dhritavana sivedang vihita vahitra charitram khedam keshava dhrita meena sharira jaya jagadisha hare. So we need to preserve the Vedas. I said I will talk about agnostic. I have. Atheist. The word Nastika, all of you here know much more than I do. The word Nastika is not an atheist. The word Nastika is a non-believer. It may be a non-believer in the Karma Kanda of the Vedas, but it is not an atheist. An atheist is a Nirishwarvadi. And the word Nirishwarvadi is rarely used in our text. It is used, but rarely. Nastik, to my way of understanding, is someone who does not completely believe in the Karma Kanda. And Sri Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yamimang pushpitang bachang prabadanti abhipaschita vedavadarata partha nanyate astiti vadina. So I can understand people opposing Karma Kanda. But this reservoir, this Jnana Kanda, it needs to be preserved. It needs to be preserved not only for those of us who are here, it needs to be preserved for posterity. Because this is something that has come down to us, down the kalpas, down the manvantaras. It has been there, it will continue to be there, it needs to be there. So finally, again, let me congratulate this initiative. Namaste.